Hey guys, Maction from TabletRoms.com here, and I wanted to bring you another video game for the Android operating system, Little Stars for Little Wars 2. It was created by Maxim Karpenko, and the music by Trevor Golas. Maxim, thanks for a fun game, and Trevor, the music's pretty great, so thanks for that. Now, in the screen here, you'll notice that there are the very small font things at the bottom. Those are how you access the other things, or the other screens, like settings or help. You can change the graphics, the difficulty, turn colorblind mode on, which is nice. I've got friends who are colorblind, so that was good to see. Now the help screen, you must read through it before you start playing. Otherwise, you're going to be like those one-star reviews that say, "Oh, I couldn't get past level 12." Well, it's because you're not using the things at your disposal. You can do a custom game and change the map size and how many players there are. And that really helps for the replayability. There is one other thing that helps for the replayability, and I'll get to that in a second. Let's show you the first level. The first level is a pretty straightforward level. I don't think you'll have that many problems with it, but you need to take over other cells. Now, one thing I did there was I told my initial cell there, my initial planet, to produce 2 times faster. As a consequence, it doesn't have really good shields. I could have told it to, produce shields more quickly. Those are 2 of the options that you have, and those are going to save your life in later things, because the enemies will start using them right around level 12 or so. Anyhow, the auto-forward feature... oh, real quick, this is what the colorblind mode looks like in the upper left-hand corner, just to give you an idea. You can use the auto-forward feature so that you're always sending them forward. And the great part is those auto-forwards are carried out on their own, and they don't count against your actions. That'll become important in a minute. So, I'm going to take this guy out pretty fast. He's kind of a pushover. And especially when I started out with faster production than he did, eventually you're going to get to these levels where everybody's producing about the same. But you'll notice that on the bottom, I've got statistics. I've got things like the time that I've spent, the amount of actions that I've taken versus the amount of actions for the challenge. Now, here's where you get to see it. At the end, I've got 3 pluses up there for my victory. And 1 plus is for beating the level, 1 is for beating it in under the amount of challenge actions, and 1 is for beating it in under the amount of time. That auto-forward feature is going to make winning in that amount of actions, or in under that amount of actions, actually possible, because it only takes 1 action. And then from the level select screen, you can see at a glance how many of those achieves, more or less, you've received. Now, you'll notice that I tend to get, I tend to do it in under the amount of time, but not under the amount of actions, because it took a while, since I didn't read the help screen, to figure out how in the world to do that auto-forward feature. Anyway, there are a lot of levels. There could stand to be more, but there are a lot of levels for you to choose from. And you can use the custom levels to, to give you some more levels if you're starting to get bored with what you've got on hand. One other thing that you can do that is going to be very great is that by default, when you move from one planet to another with your fleets, they will go 100%. By tapping the little 100% figure in the bottom left-hand corner, you can change that from 100 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 70, and 70 to 100. This makes it so that when you find yourself in a spot where you've got 1 planet that's got a lot of fleets and 2 enemy planets directly adjacent that each have some fleets, you can split some and take both planets at the same time. Very useful, and again, it took me a while to figure that out, so yeah. So keep that in mind. Again, can't stress enough how important the help screen is. If you don't read through that and don't start using those features that the help screen tells you about, you are not going to be able to get past level 18. But there are lots of times where you're worried, they're closing in on you, especially in those ones where you've got to fight 2 at the same time. Those can get pretty clutch. But in the end, it is a very enjoyable, very gratifying game. I think, my first playthrough kept me entertained for around the neighborhood of 10 hours. Now, that's probably because I suck at RTSs, but it was really fun, and I have played through a couple times since. In the Android market, it costs $1.99 at present, and it's well worth every penny. I would encourage you to go and pick it up. And yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this review, and I hope that you enjoy Little Stars for Little Wars too.